Have you ever stopped to think about the process of doing the thing that you're doing? Artistically creative processes or otherwise? My guess is that most of us rarely do that. Once we have organically developed our process or after we have been taught a process, it becomes second nature and our minds no longer actively process the process. It doesn't matter if you're shown how to make the proverbial widget or have discovered on your own a way to create something else. Eventually, the process we have worked so hard to learn or to create no longer matters as much as the product of that process. And really, that makes total sense. In the end, we tend to value the product more. But the importance of the process cannot be understated. I think that discussing this from an artistically creative perspective makes sense. But this is really going to apply to every process that we have in our lives, because at the risk of being redundant, I believe that we are all creative, every single one of us. And almost all of the things that we do in this life are creative endeavors requiring creative processes. So every creative process is different, just like every creative person is different. Our processes will tend to match up with who we are and how we prefer to do things, typically. And I'll come back to that in just a minute. But for me, man, I'm pretty organized, a type A, Enneagram 1, make a to-do list type of guy. I've always been that way. And so my processes for things tend to take that kind of ordered approach. As a musician, if I'm playing a gig, I make music charts that are very well organized and always look the same. My brain just works that way. I have a specific process for this thing that I do, and I do it the same way each time that I make a chart. It makes sense. And it's obviously the best way ever devised to make a chart for me. Seriously, though, the specific steps of this process are really irrelevant to this discussion. But I trust the process because I know that the product of the process will help me play well. And in the end, that's what's most important to me. Now, when I write music, on the surface, you would think that I have no process at all. Literally, sometimes I just grab a guitar or bass or keyboard and music comes out. And when I write lyrics, it's just as random. I have ideas in a notes app, but when I put those lyrics together, I generally use a random notepad and a pen or a pencil, but not just any pen or pencil. I am a pen and pencil snob, so it's got to be a specific kind. But anyway, when I take those notes and try to make lyrics, it's a chaotic process that appears to have no rhyme or reason, especially when you mix that with my typically organized, methodical approach to most things. Now, I say all of that to point out that our processes don't always have to follow the same creative patterns. Sometimes they may have to follow a different path. And if we try to make them match up with our general norm, we may actually make the product worse. It's like a person that is left-hand dominant who throws or plays an instrument better with their right hand. Some things just work better in a way that is contrary to the norm. So if our process for something works best in a way that is different from our norm, my advice is just go with it. Sometimes our brains just want to work differently for some things. Sure, maybe it's that whole right brain, left brain thing, but who cares about the reason as long as the process works for us? Now, I want to encourage us to actually start to consider our long-defined and potentially successful processes and whether they actually work as well as we think they do. Maybe, just maybe, there may be an addition or a change to our creative process that will actually help us to do it better. Maybe a new tool can add speed or precision. Maybe the process uses a technology that has become obsolete and a better option is available. Or maybe adding a collaborator will take our creative product to the next level. When we do change things up on our own, it's a choice. But what if we're asked to change our process? Maybe we're asked to do a thing with someone else, and that new person just can't do it the way that we've always done it. Maybe it's a physical inability. Maybe there is a mental block. Either way, it's an opportunity for us to try new things and to show someone else grace. Now, maybe we can no longer do the thing that we always did. Maybe we have an accident and now we have a physical inability to do the thing the way we always have. We then get the opportunity to show ourselves that same grace, and we get the opportunity to try new things. Maybe it won't be the way that it was before, but that's okay. We have to be stronger than what, in the end, really is just a habit that we've grown accustomed to. See, for me, I believe in the process, and I believe in shaking up the process from time to time. You might not always find a better way, but the mental exercise that comes from trying a new process helps us keep our minds sharp and aware of the processes that we use every day. So what is your creative process? And are you willing to change that process if it needs to change for the sake of the product or for the sake of the people using the process? Life is full of many processes that we string together to make up the daily movement of our lives. That movement creates moments. And those moments give each of us the opportunity to go, create, and be a blessing. You can support our channel by subscribing, hitting that bell icon to get notified when new content comes out, and liking our videos. If you'd like to consider supporting our team financially, there's a link in the video description with more details. Those things will help our channel for sure, but if you do nothing else, please spend some time in the comments of our videos encouraging one another to create, to help others create, and to help grow that creative nature within us all. Oh, and you can check out these videos too. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.